What's up, good people? Live from the Hawthorne, California, I am one half of Touchdowns with Tangents, Pete D. Camarillo. Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit raspy today. Lost it trolling the fuck out of Charger fans last week. Was a great experience being out there at SoFi for the Raiders and the Chargers. I'll get into that more a little bit later. Hopefully, Kenny's going to be joining us shortly, to be determined. Man's has had a rough week, but so have many of us, including Raider fans and, well, Charger fans who just took an L right now as we speak. But yes, this is Touchdowns with Tangents, your Thursday night spot for NFL takes, topical tangents, and concise commentary for the culture. So with that, I guess I'll open the show tonight with something that we got to talk about.
Let's talk about it.
Are you thinking of hosting any sort of football, kickback, shindig, watch party, whatever you want to call it? Well, if you are, there's honestly no better choice to keep your friends hydrated and yourself going the distance than a Heineken mini keg. For only about $20 and some change, you can get nice, cold draft beer on demand when you want it, where you want it. We had one. Shout out to our boys at Heineken for sponsoring us last week and this week. We had one at the tailgate last week. All of our friends enjoyed it, especially after the game when we're literally just taking mini keg chugs. But yeah, overall, shout out to Heineken for putting an extra stamp on an already great experience at SoFi this past weekend. So whatever sort of shindig, kickback, watch party you're having for football, make sure you're staying hydrated with a Heineken mini keg. All right, now let's get to the Chargers. So, again, this past weekend, as you may or may not know, I have season tickets to the Chargers. So, me and my dad, of course, 211, row 20. See two drunk Raider fans, it's probably us. Got to partake in the festivities. We had Pastor tacos out there. Some backyard boogie jams on the tunes. Shout out to my boy C. Shout out to my boy Jacob. We had a good-ass time. Unfortunately, the Raiders didn't have a great time. Derek Carr, man, he was his usual himself. He made some plays. He made some throws. But there were also some throws that were over or under and just made you say, huh? His feet were a little happy. He missed some checkdowns. He went to some checkdowns when he had people open downfield. And overall, just wasn't the best game from him. Nor was it the best game for the Raiders' offensive line. Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa gave him problems from the very first snap. And honestly, man, after seeing that and seeing what Khalil Mack did today versus the Chiefs, that man is really on a mission. He's on a mission to remind people that he was drafted ahead of Aaron Donald in the 2014 draft. I don't know what he's trying to prove, but he had 3 sacks versus the Raiders, essentially the game-winning strip sack. And even though the Chiefs won tonight, he made a couple of big plays, especially early, to help the Chargers get an early lead. So Khalil Mack looks great. He only played like 7 games last year. So a lot of people were just kind of talking smack about him. But dude balled. So shout out to Khalil Mack. Overall, man, tonight, the Chargers, I don't know why this man is calling me when he knows I have a podcast every day at Thursday. Jesus Christ. All right. But yeah, man. So other than that, man, the Chargers look good. Mike Williams was making plays. He made plays again tonight, even without Keenan Allen. He was making plays. Overall, the offensive line looked a little bit better than I was expecting. The defense was stout with Mack and Bosa on the ends. But unfortunately, they could not get it done tonight versus the Chiefs. I think part of it was emotional. They just had a big game against the Raiders that they were just not going to lose, especially after the Raiders essentially eliminating them from the playoffs. Came in versus the Chiefs, got an early lead. Pat Mahomes did what Pat Mahomes does, kept things composed, converted some big plays downfield, got some help after the catch. Shout out to my fantasy team because I got Justin Herbert and Edwards-Helaire. But yeah, without further ado, man, we got the man of the hour, the man, the myth, legend, fashionably late, but always on time. The motherfucker you love to hate. It is Kenneth Frank James Berry.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm dying. Sorry for being late.
So where do you want to start, sir? Because you got a lot of explaining to do.
It's been a really bad day. His day turned very.
This man's dressed in all black with a CISO, like he just did some hazing right now. Like,
your hallway smell like loud, bro.
You look like you just did a dance. Are you good?
No, I'm not. I just told you.
You look like you just tried out for You Got Served, bro, and you ended up getting served.
I got it, but I'm an extra. But I definitely probably tore my groin a little bit.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Union.
Shout out to that stripper that decided she was gonna be like Rakishi, giving me a lap dance.
So we're starting with dry snitching. Okay.
I was dry snitching on myself because she tried to fucking break my dick. I'm in a severe amount of pain till this day. I've never seen somebody just jump on somebody.
I've never seen someone look so sincere when they say, "Just leave me here, guys. Just go on without me."
Is that Candace Parker?
It felt like an Air Bud moment, like when they left Air Bud on the island, but opposite. Air Bud was like, "Bro, just go."
It was Avengers level.
It was
like when he looked at Tony and put up that one finger, oh shit, this is where he sacrifices.
This is where we go our separate ways, huh?
Some Paul Walker type shit.
Well, we won't reveal any names, but if you know, you know.
I'm traumatized. First I got assaulted by a stripper, and then I watched somebody call the stripper Candace Parker, and I have to not laugh because we were in a hood ass spot trying not to die. And then I see a stripper bully somebody into getting a dance. I've never seen that in my life. That
shit was wild.
And that was all one day. That was. But shout out to the chicken strips though. Them shits are fire. Y'all should have had some. Those are some of the best chicken strips I've ever had in my life, and the fries were crisp. But yeah, holy shit, this day turned very quickly. And it all started because I fell asleep with the fan on in my room. And now I got a fucking body fever. This is fantastic.
If you give me COVID, I'm gonna
I don't have COVID, bro. I've never had COVID. Yes.
Today.
Not today.
If you have a fever, you're supposed to test, you fucking scumbag.
My head is not even hot. It's just I have a head cold because I fell asleep with the fan in my room. My room is hot, so it's if I turn off the fan, it gets too hot. If I leave the fan on, it gets too cold. It just fucking sucks. Because I thought it was going to be hot last night. It turned out being cold, so I was like, well, I fucked myself. If I just went to sleep with a hoodie on, I'd have been fine. Woke up, and of course, the newsroom is cold as fuck. So I'm just yeah, it's just cold on cold. But yeah, I interviewed Nick Hamilton today and forgot that I didn't update my payment on Zoom. So it's that never happened. But he did give he dropped some jewels on the Rams and USC, and I'll start first with the Rams that he's not hitting the panic button on them just yet, even though they got their ass whooped. And also, I posed the question like, yo, is it time for Jalen Ramsey to go back to safety? For the betterment of that defense, because it's too easy to pick on him when you have an elite receiver. And, you know, he got toasted by Stephon Diggs. Like, this isn't like a one-off like you could say the Super Bowl was, but even then he got burnt in the Super Bowl several times. So, you know, is it time for just the betterment of the defense for him to go play safety so you don't know exactly where he's coming from and you can kind of scheme up the defense better? And he was like, maybe time will tell. I mean, that's a very good possibility that they do that, but he also thought that they should have went after Honey Badger and Stephon Gilmore in free agency because there's a hole on the opposite side of Jalen Ramsey, you know, whether he gives up touchdowns or not. And that offensive line has to block better.
Yeah, but to be determined if those guys even got juice like that anymore.
Yeah. And then, you know, seeing Bobby Wagner get dunked on is like, you know that picture where, like, I guess it's like God and man are reaching out to touch each other? It was like,
I mean, he still played well, though.
But like,
he didn't play bad. He just got that highlight.
That's a picture I would have in my house. I dunked on Bobby Wagner. So much so
it was crazy.
He could say I dunked on 54. No,
I remember 45. We saw it live and we were like, "Wait, who's 45?" And we were like, "Nah, that can't be Bobby Wagner."
That boy got put on a poster.
We had to go check the box score. We're like,
Josh Allen,
Wagner.
Josh Allen said, "I remember everything everybody said ever." Like, that's the one prospect I'll say I was wrong about. But I only think I was wrong because he had a head coach who actually supported his development. You know, it didn't just use him for his running ability and actually put weapons around him. You know, Sean McDermott did that. Ron Rivera didn't do that for Cam.
Hey, but also, man, shout out to Geno Smith. The Seahawks had a big win on Monday night. And he had the quote of the week. You guys wrote me off, and I didn't write back. So, yeah, man, the Seahawks are number one in the NFC West, which is fucking weird and crazy. But cool, I guess.
And they really don't fuck with Russell Wilson like that.
Yep. And the AFC West is a mess. You know, as we talked about earlier, the Chargers are 1-1. Chiefs are 1-1. Raiders are 0-1, and the Broncos are 0-1. But I think the Broncos have a winnable game this week versus Houston, I want to say, and the Raiders have the Cardinals. So essentially, all those teams could be 1-1 by next week.
Hey, you know it's a crazy stat? The Patriots haven't started 0-2 since the year 2001.
Well, this is the Rams. This is Sean McVay's first time ever being under 500 at 0-1
in his career. Yep. But
and another fun stat. Shout out to Josh Dubow of the AP, resident Derek Carr accountability expert.
That is a perfect title. Are you talking about the John Gruden stat where he had like 20 touchdowns and 18 turnovers?
20 touchdowns and 18 turnovers. 7-7 since John Gruden left. Yet somehow the Raiders have won in those games, which is weird and wild when you really think about it.
Shout out to Jalen Watson, the rookie corner out of Washington State, who apparently was like working at Wendy's a couple of years ago, and he had a 99-yard pick six against Justin Herbert.
Yep.
I feel like the Chargers are wasting a generational talent.
Well, Herbert took a shot in the ribs, and then he didn't look the same after that, but he still came back and led a touchdown drive. So, I mean, if his ribs or shoulder are really beat up, that's going to be bothering him all year. That's going to be a target for them. If Keenan Allen continues to be hurt, that takes element of their offense away. The running game looked all right today. They mixed in Kelly and Michelle a little bit more, which is nice. But, yeah, I mean, the Chargers look good, but they're still the Chargers. I mean, even on defense, they looked good. They made some plays. Asante Samuel looked great. Van Noy made some plays. I already talked about Mack and Bosa. But, yeah, Derwin James basically body slammed Travis Kelce through a table. So that was interesting.
He Goldberged him. He Goldberged the Lesnar. Oh, whatever. All I know is shout out to Unfiltered Truth. Man, y'all gonna die on this Jermaine Illuminary Hill. I don't understand it.
Wait, they still were banging for him?
Yeah. They were also banging for Carr, too.
What?
A little bit. I'm just saying, Phil.
All I'm saying is I thought
they have 3 offensive linemen.
All I know is I saw Justin Herbert make some throws today that I wish Derek Carr would make. How many times are we going to see Devontae Adams overthrown in a fade in the red zone?
Can we be honest? He was underthrown on that pick by Asante Samuel.
Yeah, he was. But this is giving me
allegedly pass interference.
But now I'm getting Michael Crabtree days PTSD when Carr would just lock it and throw it up to Crabtree in the red zone.
Crabtree's a great title. Actually, you should have put that on a shirt back then. Michael Crabtree.
But yeah, man. Other takeaways from week 1: Jamal Adams is done for the year. He's ripped his pec or something.
Roy ripped his
quad
muscle. Yeah. Yep. TJ Watt's on IR, but he's supposed to come back. He tore his pec muscle, but it's not like totally like destroyed. So he's gonna try to come back in like 6 weeks, but he's on IR.
So he can mess it up more.
Let's see. The quarterback, Kyle. Shit, there's like 3 of them in the league. Is it not Kendall? No, it's Kyle. I want to say Kyle Ford. He's a corner for the Ravens. I forget his last name, but he tore his ACL. So he's
Fuller, right?
Kyle Fuller. He's on IR.
Is it Kyle or Kendall? Because one of them's on the Rams, one of them's on the Ravens. I think there's an even younger one than them two.
Yeah, it's Kyle. Kyle tore his ACL.
He looked good for them. I think he had a pick for them, didn't he?
Yeah, Marcus Williams had a pick.
Shout out to Roosevelt.
Whatchamacallit. The Lions actually surprisingly looked good against the Eagles. Like, even though they lost 35-38.
That Soldier Field game was wild. Shout out to the 49ers for blowing a 9-point favor.
That field was bullshit, but I would honestly trade Justin Fields.
Roquan Smith was having fun, though.
Of course. When you're a linebacker, offense has shitty footing. Like, that's the best kind of game. Kittle's still out with the groin. If Deebo Samuel's going to rush and touchdown too, I think. But honestly, I would be okay with trading Derek Carr to the Bears for Justin Fields.
You gotta stop saying that, bro.
I would do it. I would fucking do it.
You gotta stop saying that, bro.
I'd do that shit in a heartbeat.
Respectfully, you gotta stop dying on the Ohio State quarterback.
No. Like, Justin Fields is a generational talent wasted in Chicago.
You kind of said the same thing about
they beat the Niners,
Dwayne
bro.
Haskins,
They were not supposed to beat the Niners. I'm telling you, their offense.
You kind of said the same thing about Dwayne Haskins, bro.
I mean,
R.I.P.
We couldn't have. I mean, I couldn't have factored in he would have been that immature.
Fair enough.
But Fields is actually a baller, and he took shots, had 2 touchdowns, threw a pick. Like, they somehow managed to actually be a threat offensively with their bum-ass play calling and lack of offensive line. Alex Leatherwood had mono, so he's out. So I guess he's probably...
he get mono around?
Probably the same place Sam Darnold did. It's a couple guys who got mono aren't playing around the league. But I think it's going to be interesting, this Saints-Buccaneers game, because Tom Brady has never beat the Saints. He's 0-4. It's like the longest streak of losing against any team in NFL history. People talking about, him and his wife might get divorced. I don't think y'all understand. Like, Tom Brady doesn't give a fuck. Like, he's beyond giving a fuck. He will, he's like Thanos.
So, if I would have told you the worst ass whoopings of the week came from besides the Chiefs whooping on the Cardinals.
Yeah, their pass defense was ranked.
Cardinals got whooped. The Vikings pappied the Packers by 2 TDs. The Dolphins beat the Patriots by 2 TDs. And, the Rams lost by 3 TDs. If I would have told you that a month ago, you probably would have told me I was crazy outside of the Cardinals. But even them losing by 3 touchdowns.
I'm not surprised.
After being a playoff team last year is a lot.
They hang their hat on having a great pass defense, and Patrick Mahomes lit their ass up.
Meanwhile, there was a bunch of other close games throughout the whole week. And yeah, man, the Cowboys got whooped. Dak's going to be out for at least 6 weeks.
Possibly 8.
That hurts.
Because his thumb got jacked up.
We all know that hurts my guy Zeke fantasy value.
And Tony Pollard.
That team's about to be trash.
And
they might need to just start rebuilding. Honestly, they should probably just trade Zeke at this point.
Somebody traded CeeDee Lamb for Cortland Sutton. And I was like, that's actually a fair trade.
But Cortland Sutton didn't do anything last week either.
That's why they traded for each other.
Last week.
I was like, I wouldn't allow that trade the first week, but okay.
All right. Moving on to week 2. What do you think will be the worst game of the week, Kenny?
I hate to say it.
You want me to give you some candidates?
Sure. I have like 2 in mind, but let me know.
All right, give me your 2 in mind.
That Bears-Packers game is going to be nasty.
You think so? It's Sunday night.
Bro, the receivers for the Packers, it's fucking bad. Justin Jefferson went off on the Packers defense, and Jair Alexander was like, I don't know why I wasn't on Justin Jefferson the whole game. I wanted that. How do you not have a top 3 corner on a top 3 receiver?
All right, so my pick, I think, for the worst game of the week, and I don't think it's kind of close, but I'm going to go Jets-Browns. 2 backup quarterbacks. You got the Jets head coach talking about how he's keeping receipts. And wait, did the Browns win last week? No, they lost. No, they did
beat
win.
The Panthers.
Yeah, they beat the Panthers. Damn.
Yep.
Sorry, Baker.
Nick Chubb averages 5.3 yards a carry for his career.
That's wild.
Second only to Jamal Charles. It was like 5.8.
That's wild.
I just want to point out the Raiders passed on Nick
So
Chubb.
what's your other trash game of the week?
The Raiders passed on Nick Chubb to get Josh Jacobs. I just want y'all to remember that.
What's the other trash week of the game? Trash game of the week.
Honestly, I think it's going to be Raiders-Cardinals.
Why?
For the simple fact.
I think it'll be a high-scoring game. I think that'll be a good game, actually.
It's going to be a sloppy game.
The Colts and Jaguars might be a bad game because, well, the Colts and
didn't even win.
Texans tied last week.
The Colts didn't even win. The Jaguars scored more points than the Colts. And they lost. They lost 28.
The Texans and Broncos could be another stinker.
Nah. Russ is going to be like, you know what? This is my offense.
I have to cook.
This is bullshit.
You brought me here to cook.
You brought me here to cook, and then you're going to do me like Pete did me? You're going to do me like fucking Darryl Bevell did me in the Super Bowl? I think not.
64-yard, and then the man has the nerve on the press conference to say, yeah, should have went for it.
Like, Nathaniel Hackett was talking like he knew he was going to get his ass whooped, and like his parent was staring a hole in his face. Like, your ass is mine as soon as you're done talking. Like, he was talking like he was just trying to outrun imminent doom, and it wasn't going to happen.
All right, and then the other thing that was kind of trending throughout the week, social media, on TikTok, Instagram, all your favorite platforms, all the various fights throughout the week.
Bro, that
number of games. There was a number of fights at the Raiders-Charger game, even though they stopped serving alcohol at halftime, which was bullshit. But
because it was a Chargers-Raiders game.
I probably didn't need any in the third quarter anyways, but still.
People were yakking in their seats. All over the place.
You snitching?
No, all over the place, bro.
Wasn't me this time. I made it through the game. I literally set out. I had a game plan, and I executed. I made it through the fourth quarter. That's all I wanted to do.
I tried to give you a cheeseburger for 10 minutes, and you just were unresponsive.
Wait, really?
Yes, I tried to give you.
I don't remember that.
I know you don't, because I went and bought 2 cheeseburgers for $32, and I never got those fucking brownies. I put them in that cooler, and your dad either ate them or threw them away.
I remember the brownies.
I spent $52.
I remember you trying to give me those melted ass brownies that look like a chocolate milk pouch from school lunch.
But bro,
I was like, bro, did they just take a chocolate milk pouch and put it in the oven?
Bro, tell me why.
Like, hey, it's a brownie now.
Tell me why when I put that shit in the cooler and I showed C's and
then
Jacob,
it looked okay. I was like, okay, it's cooling down now. It looks all right.
I put that shit in the cooler for 20 minutes.
But that pocket brownie, that shit was melted.
Ooh, that shit was bad when I took it out.
That pocket brownie.
That shit looked like
a pocket warmer, bro.
Looked like shit in a bag.
I was like, this man's shit in a bag and trying to feed it to me.
It looked like calcified. That chocolate milk you used to get in school. That probably gave us all juvenile diabetes. Like, it was like that, but calcified and darker. Just in a bag.
But yeah, man, there's a bunch of fights at the Raiders-Chargers games. There's a bunch of fights there's a fight at one of the Steelers games.
Bro,
saw one at the Bears game.
That Cowboys one was fucked up. This is why people don't like Cowboys fans. It was like 8 people stomping one dude out. See, that's
some Cowboy shit.
When women get in on stomping, I don't consider you a woman anymore. Now you got to get fucked up too, because you should have stayed out of that. Nah, I wasn't even mad at that dude who knocked out that Raiders fan, that one chick. She kept punching him and kicking him, and I was like, get out of the fucking way. And then she was hanging in there with him, and then she just ate like 4 punches and went down. I'm like, why? There's too many cats like either just got out or looking to prove something. Like, bro, no one thinks you're tough because you're a Raider, because you like wear silver and black. Like, you're not a tough guy. Like, yeah,
I don't know, man.
Killed somebody. But
I fucking troll the fuck out of people, but I do it in all fun.
No, you be trying to get fucking shot. You almost got us all shot, like, all day. You almost got everybody with you fucking killed all day.
That's what you say every time you go to a football game with me, and nothing ever happens. That's
what you do.
And nothing ever happens.
Because niggas have to tell you to...
That's literally what you say every time.
People tell you to shut the fuck up.
And nothing happens.
Bro, nothing happens this time.
And I don't shut the fuck up. Nothing's ever happened to you at a football game with me. You've been to like now 7 football games with me.
Yeah, but like something always happens. Like that old dude with the cigar was trying to school you. You're like, Huddersfield will finally have a nice QB, but the rest of your team is mid. They said, hey, that shirt is from 1983. You weren't even alive when the Raiders won the Super Bowl. I was like, fuck. And then
it's not like I didn't hear that all fucking month. I haven't heard that since January.
Then you were bullying people into buying your tickets. Did you ever call that dude back?
Wait, I really did get someone's number. I remember that vaguely.
You did.
I remember that, yeah. He was like, yeah, bro, I'll buy your tickets. I was like, all right, for bet, give me your fucking number.
You're like, Section 210, bro. For real. And then you tried to, and then immediately after you said, hey, you Charger weenies, buy my tickets. And I'm like, the biggest like. I
was like, I'm in here for the next 50 years. I'm here for the next 50 years. You're
going to see me all the time.
50 years.
I was like,
buy my ticket. I don't even want to be here. Buy my fucking ticket. I'd rather be in Vegas.
Honestly, like the bigger middle fingers to just make you keep the tickets.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
It's like that's the bigger punishment.
Yeah, but when they're trash, for sure. But right now, they're at least worth watching. So it's not that bad.
I mean, the Chargers are like...
But like the Tyrod Taylor year, the year before Tyrod Taylor...
Punctured his lung and almost killed him.
The Phillip Rivers year, that 8-8 year. Like those years...
Pre-Justin Herbert. My bottom line is like, people be fighting. They're trying to kill each other.
All right, speaking of killing each other, now we got to really get to the fucking shit. Hold on. Let me get this sound ready.
Getting mollywopped.
All right, agenda setting Kenny. Do you want to start first, or do you want me to start first?
So Pete kept talking shit, calling me out.
All right, let's look.
Mind you, we're
gonna let Kenny start.
Nah, I'm wearing the same crop. Hey, bro, you can get C's and Jacob on the phone.
Let's go.
They got video.
Let's go. No, I want to hear your story.
We philosophically disagree on offensive line.
Let's go. Let's hear your story.
Let me just start with that. We philosophically disagree on offensive line play.
No, set it up like you were set it up.
I am setting it up. I'm telling the truth impartially. After the game, I don't know how you made it. Like, I don't know how you made it back to the car because you were fucking cooked and it was hot. Like, so the whole time you trying to get people to go head up with you. First, you started bullying.
That was Jacob, honestly.
No, that was C's.
That was Jacob and C's.
You were trying to bully.
You should go head up. You should go head up. Like, I was honestly just minding my own business.
No, you weren't.
I was minding my own business. I was talking to fucking Jacob. And then Jacob was like, yeah, you should just go head up with C's. And then he was like, no, you should go head up with Kenny. You don't know Jacob, though. Because if you knew Jacob,
he probably
you would
did
know
say that.
That's what Jacob's major is in sneak instigating.
He probably,
when no one's looking, he's that dude who whispers. He's basically the devil on your shoulder.
No, when he
That's
straight up
basically
said
Jacob's role.
He said, "Wow, like when I threw you to the ground to the second time."
You still haven't set up the fucking story. You're skipping points.
No, I got to set up the side plot so you understand how we got to that. So yeah, it was hot. I had like 7 beers in 5 minutes. Like I was kind of like.
I just remember slamming out the mini keg.
Yeah, that Heineken was alright. The Heineken was cool.
I told you it's much better when it's cold.
That taco was
had to be cold.
The taco meat was fire too.
Yeah, my dad got down. Shout out to my dad.
Yeah. Also, yeah, apparently, shout out to Dirty Raider. He apparently saw me. Like, he's a friend of the show and friend of Phil. Yeah. So we're just
all right. So we get back to the truck.
We're just
eating tacos,
eating taco meat, talking about how it's all Derek Carr's fault because all he had to do was run on that third down. Like, how do you take 2 straight sacks to end the game?
Can we stop talking about it?
Like, I get the tackles are getting their ass whooped, and the Raiders really only have 3 starting offensive linemen.
Honestly, the tackles...
Parno should have been starting from the get-go.
The tackles were getting their ass whooped, but they weren't getting their ass whooped that bad. Like, those sacks were on Carr. The guard play was even worse than the tackle play.
The interception was terrible.
That's why Carr was back there.
That reverse was stupid. I don't care what y'all say.
If the guards were good, then Carr could have been able... Well,
Phil Robinson...
Carr still wouldn't have stepped up. Or
Phil Robinson and Phil Jones. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. That wide receiver reverse pass was stupid as fuck. It literally killed that whole drive, and they had momentum. Like,
honestly,
that was dumb. That was dumb as fuck.
Munner might be better at guard because
Illuminator, whatever his name is.
Yeah, because he plays hard. His feet are all right. Like,
but he's better at guard.
But he just doesn't have the length or the athleticism to like really play with max leverage or Bosa's length. Like, by the way, we saw that from the first play.
Shout out to Phil saying, "Why am I not playing right tackle right now?" After what I compete.
All right, you still haven't broke it down.
Nah, I'm breaking it down. So you kept talking shit, trying to call everybody out. And I'm like, dog, I'm washed.
That's not what you said.
We're both washed.
That's not what you said, but okay.
No, I did.
I'm going to let you finish, King.
Hurry
up so I can talk. Hurry up. That's not what happened.
We're both washed.
That's not what happened.
You do this every time. You always want to fight somebody, like after a game because you're juiced or you're drunk. Like you just want to, like you want to do something. You just want to like get into some shit. I'm like, no, you kept talking shit.
Oh, I was fine with going to the strip club, but okay,
bro. We didn't go. Now you want to snitch? Because we didn't strip up until like hours later.
I was fine with that. We were already talking about it at that point. We had already precursored it.
No, y'all were. I had to demand like, no, we're going. Like, this is
because by the time we got home, we were all cooked. But anyways,
before that,
so whatever.
That's parking lot politics.
Anyways, whatever.
Bottom line is
okay. So whatever. I instigated it. We line up. We didn't go head up. Stop saying we went head up. We did one-on-one pass rush.
That's going head up.
That's not going head up.
Bro, ain't nobody tackling on concrete.
That's not going. Are
you on drugs?
Going head up is like literally lining head up and running into each other. That's what going head up is.
That's a run blocking drill, sir.
No, you can do it with a ball. This is why I say that's what we have different philosophical
definitions for some football activities.
That's common sense. That's
one-on-ones is head up.
No, it's not. One-on-ones is one-on-one pass rush.
Receivers and DBs going one-on-one is head up.
That's not head up. That's going one-on-one.
Walk ball is technically head up.
No, it's not. That's one-on-one.
I mean, so what is head up?
Head up is literally lining up with each other and running head-to-head like fucking Rams, either with the ball or as linemen and just running up and trying to push each other out the chute.
So what?
It's king of the chutes. It's Oklahoma's. It's
that's dumb.
What's the one where you lay on your back and fucking hit each other?
I don't remember that shit. What is the L drill? I forget what the L drill is.
L drill's a fucking combine drill.
You got to run in a circle and then you hit each other. That shit was
no, that's not an L drill.
No, isn't that the one where you get
the L drill is like a shuffle drill, but it's like in the shape of an L.
Nah, but we had two different variations because we would just do the straight up shuffle drill and then do the L.
Yeah, I don't know where you were playing football.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Everybody has different variations. Like you call
bro.
Up, downs,
if you tell
down,
people
ups.
head up means all right. We're lining head up and hitting each other. That's what going with head up.
1-on-1s is head up, bro.
1-on-1s is not head up. 1-on-1s is fucking pass rush drill.
Okay, so this is where the problem started.
It's a lineman drill.
We fundamentally disagree.
It's
on
a
what
lineman drill. A 1-on-1 is a lineman drill, bro.
1-on-1s could be anything.
It could be a lineman drill or it could be a receiver drill. That's what we do when they do 7-on-7. We go in the end zone and we do 1-on-1s.
Okay, so
we don't say, hey, line up in the end zone and go head up.
Because
that sounds stupid as fuck. Nobody does that. That doesn't even make sense.
That's the definition of going head up.
That's not going head up, bro. It's a pass rush drill. The goal is to get to the quarterback and sack the quarterback. And the goal as the offense is to stop the person from doing that. It's a simulation drill that simulates a third down situation.
As fuck.
This is not semantics. This is facts. This is a fucking drill,
okay,
bro.
Look
it up.
So when the ones versus the twos go against each other in practice, are they not going head up?
No.
Or is that just team?
That's fucking team. Yeah.
Which means they're going head up.
They're not going head up, bro.
Bro. Y'all got too many fucking words for too many things.
Anyways, all right. So we lined up. All right.
We went head up 6 times. Okay,
so what happens?
We went head up 6 times.
What happened?
The first one, I ripped through you.
No,
wasn't that the first one? Or was the first
one? I whipped your ass. That was when we were facing the sun.
You didn't whip my ass.
That was when we were facing the sun. That was the one that was not caught on tape. That was the one that you left out. Bro. You didn't even mention. Hold on. Agenda setting, Kenny. Hold on.
I didn't get that recording.
Let me break this down. How you agenda setted this? You didn't even mention. You didn't even mention that rep. You didn't even mention that rep. That wasn't on film. That was not a tie, sir.
You beat me decisively one time.
I beat you decisively twice.
No, you did not.
Okay, finish your story so I can tell my side. Hurry up.
You beat me decisively one time, and that's the one I posted.
Okay.
That's the one that Jacob only sent me 4.
Okay.
Jacob
bro.
about all the videos.
Okay. Nobody recorded the first one. Bro.
Well, fine. You won.
Nobody recorded the first one.
You won it because it was technically a push.
Okay, go ahead. No, continue so I can break this down and tell you exactly where you're wrong. Hurry up. Okay, so we went 6 times. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we didn't count that because it wasn't recorded. But
who said that? Nobody said that. Oh my God, bro. You're making your own rules. All right. I'm over this. Let me tell you what happened.
No, I beat you 4 times, bro. I beat you 4
Let me tell you what happened. So this is what happened. We were talking shit.
To the floor.
Jacob was talking shit, and he was like, "Yeah, you should go head up. You should do 1-on-1s." I was like, "All right, fuck it." So, talking shit. Me and you, I was like, "Let's line it up 1-on-1 pass." You were like, "Nah, we don't gotta do that." And I was like, "Let's just do 1-on-1 pass rush then." And you were like, "Fine." So that's when we lined up, facing the sun. The first time I was on offense, you were on defense. Best position, I beat you. Then you were like, "Oh, we gotta go."
I did a rip move.
No, let me finish. You didn't let me finish.
Let me finish. You didn't let me finish at all.
Let me finish.
Cut in through my story.
Let me finish.
All right, fine, go.
Then from there, you were like, "All right, now I get to be on offense," and I was like, "Bro, I don't play defense. You're gonna win. You're gonna win, but I'll do it for you anyways, just out of GP." So I lined it up.
You said that.
That's the one where I slipped on the fucking grease.
You didn't slip. I threw you, nigga.
No, I slipped on the fuck. There was literally 2 pounds of Pastor grease. Bro, you could see on the fucking video.
You stood up. I redirected you.
You can literally see.
You had nowhere to go.
You can literally see where I slipped on the fucking grease, bro.
Yeah, but you lost that rep before you
Anyways,
slipped.
Yeah, I did. I didn't say that. I didn't say I didn't.
So don't give me the grease shit. Because
I'm telling you, that's what happened though. I slipped.
I was wearing Crocs that weren't in sport mode.
The Crocs are non-slip, so you got to stop using that as a.
You punched me in the eye.
You got to stop using that as a fucking as a disadvantage.
I almost broke my shades
because the Crocs were non-slip. And my basketball shoes on asphalt are not non-slip.
Well, guess what, bro? I almost fucking tore my goddamn hamstring.
Anyways, so that was the second rep. And then we were like, okay, you beat me once, I beat you once. Let's go again. That's when we turned to the side. That's
dry area.
That's when I beat you again. That's the one that you're talking about where you're like, oh, but I had a rip, but I pushed you way the fuck. That's the one that was on video where I beat you decisively. Then you were like, okay, let's go again on defense. So that's when we lined it up on defense. That's the second one where you beat me. Again, you arranged it out of order, agenda setting Kenny, but that's fine.
I did.
And you didn't even disclose that in your caption that it was out of order.
I said, no judgment, just watch the video.
But you didn't. But
these 4 videos.
That's agenda setting, bro. The way you frame that is agenda setting because you didn't even explain how you ordered it. You just made it look like it was chronological order, but it wasn't. Anyways, agenda setting Kenny. Let me continue.
If I put the one where you won first, you still lost.
So then
3.
that's when you beat me.
You lost 3, bro.
So then that's when you beat me again on defense.
I didn't just beat you.
And then
you got thrown to the ground.
And then the last one,
where you tried to break my wrist.
That was the last one. And then we were like, okay, let's go tiebreaker. Best on best.
You're forgetting where we argued for 20 minutes about the definition of what's offsides and for a guard. What's a 3 shade? What's a 1 shade?
You were trying to line up in a fucking 0 when I was playing guard, bro. You were trying to line up like head up on the center, and I was like, bro, how the fuck am I gonna slide all the way the fuck over there and block you and protect you from getting to the quarterback?
I was on your outside shoulder.
You were not. You were a fucking person over, bro. You were lined up in a 0. You were trying to line up head up on the phone.
I was like,
the phone is the ball. I was like, the phone is the ball.
And your phone you were lined up halfway across the parking lot. You were lined up
on the outside of my foot.
Your outside foot. I was lined up directly on your shoulder.
That's a 0.
I was lined up.
That's a 0, bro. That's not a 1. A 1 is the inside gap. The 1 is the inside shoulder, inside foot. That's a 1 technique. Head up on me is a 2. To the outside of me was a 3. So you compromised on lining up in a 3. That was your compromise. That's the one, the last one where you're like, oh, you're dirty and you threw me, but I still won the rep, even though I held you clearly for 5 seconds.
No, you didn't.
Literally, if you look at the tape,
I drove you back.
If you look at the tape, I held you. No, you didn't. If you look at the tape, I held you for 5 seconds, and that's all I needed to win the rep. It's one-on-one pass rush, bro.
What the fuck you did?
It's not, let's see who can run each other over or let's see who can throw each other. It's who can get to the quarterback and who can stop who from getting to the quarterback.
Bro, I drove you back with ease.
So again,
with one arm.
So again,
and then when
you could say we tied 2-2 to 1. You can lie and say that you won, bro.
Everybody was there.
But even on the rep where you pancaking me, bro. Even T was like, yeah, but Pete almost beat you. All he needed to do was get the arm over.
But he did.
And he would have beat you.
But he didn't.
But again,
you didn't.
That's my fault for going inside on a dude who's got 50 pounds on me. So that was a coachable moment.
Here we go.
No, I'm not making an excuse. That was a coachable moment. That was a coachable moment. So I learned from that.
All my wins.
So I learned from that.
All my wins.
Yeah, so I learned from that.
All your wins count.
I didn't say that. Cool. I didn't say that. I just said I studied the tape, and now I know I'm confident I could beat you. Because that was my fault for going inside,
bro. You lined up all sides, and I didn't even say nothing, and I still threw you to the ground.
I didn't even line up right. I didn't even have a good stance. I didn't couldn't even get in my fucking shoes.
Your stance was actually pretty good
on offense, not on defense. My stance was horrible on defense.
Decent, but you stood straight up.
It was horrible. Yeah, I did.
You really thought you were going to you thought you were going to outquick me, and I just laughed, and I was like,
I mean, I did. I got hip to hip with you. I just didn't know what to do after that.
Yeah,
I beat you. You just recover with your fucking punch.
No, you didn't beat me.
I got inside of you. I beat you across your face, and I got hip to hip, and all you did was recover. Look at the tape, bro. Look at the tape. I literally got hip to hip with you. I'm telling you. All I had to do was get my arm over, and I would have got past you, but I didn't.
You didn't.
Obviously. Yeah, so I lost.
I rode you out.
But again,
the same way where you legitimately beat me, I took too long. Even with the rip, I took too long to make my decision, and that's why I lost that rep. And then also, if it's a tie, that goes to the offense, so that's an automatic win for you. But I beat you decisively 3 times.
You beat me decisively twice.
You
beat me decisively twice when I was playing defense.
I didn't start out bull rushing you.
Yes, you did, bro. Even Phil said you did.
I hit you.
Phil was like, I need to see a arm over. I need to see something, bro. Everyone said you bull rushed me. Woo said you bull rushed me. T said you bull rushed me.
When I pushed you to the ground, that was a bull rush because you punched me in the eye again. You punched me in the face twice.
And everyone said it was a frustration bull rush
because you punched me in the fucking eye. You balled your fist up and hit me in the eye, and I was like, all right, fuck this.
I didn't ball my fist up and hit you in the eye. No, I didn't.
You fucking hit me with a closed fist,
No,
bro.
I didn't, bro.
You hit me with a closed fist.
No, I didn't. I don't punch with the closed fist.
You hit me. You don't. Okay.
I don't.
You hit me in the face.
I don't. I have my thumbs up. You could see where my hands were.
You almost broke my shades.
You could see where my hands were.
Punch me in the
Maybe
eye.
That was on the first one, but on the tape, I never did that.
No, the second one you hit me in the face. I'm telling you hit me in the face. That's when I was like, all right, fuck this. I wasn't even. I had you beat with one arm. I'm just gonna throw you out the way now because I was literally right there in Caesar's lap. Like Caesar was right here. I'm standing right in front of him. So like you already had gotten driven back. Because I was on the outside of you, and then
but I had control of you, and
you locked your arm around
you.
My
You
arm.
never beat me across my face though. I had inside leverage on you.
Have to because
I had inside leverage on you, and I pushed you outside and rode you to the other B gap.
Nah, you didn't.
I rode you to the other B gap.
Push me outside because you ended up on the ground, so you can't say you pushed me outside.
Yeah, I did.
You can't say you want to rep when I just shoved you to the ground.
Yes, you can. You can say you want to rep when you got shoved to the ground.
Had you held me an extra 2 seconds, then you would have won.
Look at the tape, bro. I literally held you for 6 seconds before we even went to the ground. We went to the ground at second 8 and 9. You made me line up
2 yards off the fucking ball, and then you kept cheating.
Oh, my God, bro. Here we go.
I lined up exactly where you wanted me to, and then I had you to the outside.
I told you could line up on my inside shoulder. You just kept wanting to line up on fucking another gap over, and I'm like, bro, how the fuck am I gonna get to the other gap? We're not doing slide protection. This isn't fucking slide pickup.
This nigga,
like, bro, I was like, what are you doing?
Got all the excuses.
Anyways, point is, you should really be more fair.
Physicality in that
you should be more fair in how you present things on social media.
I'm not the one who has all the fucking tape. Jacob and C's do. And that tape,
you didn't even mention that. And again, in your agenda setting.
No, it wasn't. I was
in your agenda setting.
Hey, watch these 4 clips. Who won? Everybody. Bro, your big bro said you lost.
Let me admit.
Your big bro said you lost.
Let me admit.
Your big bro said you lost.
Who's my big bro?
I don't fucking know, but everybody else does.
Who?
Bro, everybody that you know said you lost.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that you know said you lost.
And they didn't even see the first rep, but yeah,
no, they did. C's was there.
They did. No.
Your dad
those are the worst sources, bro. Those are the worst sources.
They recorded it.
Caesar and Jacob are the worst. Caesar and Jacob are literally like my cyber bullies, bro.
You're a cyber bully.
Like they literally are my cyber bullies.
You're a cyber bully,
bro.
You're a cyber bully.
But I'm telling you, I beat you on offense decisively twice. You beat me on offense decisively twice.
First off.
And the third one, the fucking epic bull rush out of frustration.
Bro.
I am going to the grave and saying that I won because I had you till 6 seconds.
You would have been on your back in 2 seconds.
6 seconds, bro.
You realize how that
seconds.
You realize how I came out and said you bull rushed me
Everyone
right away?
said you bull rushed me right away.
No, I didn't.
I don't know how you're going to say you didn't bull rush me, bro.
I hit you with one
arm.
arm.
How you going to say you didn't bull rush me?
I hit you with one arm first.
How you came at me square and pushed me. Yes, you did. You didn't even attack my shoulder. You couldn't get to my shoulder.
No, I couldn't get around you. So I said, fuck it, I'll just go through you.
Exactly. That's a bull rush.
And
that's
I was
the
a nose
definition
tackle
of a bull rush.
I was a nose tackle in high school.
That should have been your first answer. That should have been your first answer. No, I tricked your shoulder. No, I did a little shoulder thing. No,
you said bull rush is for pussies.
That should have been your first answer.
That means Aaron Donald's a pussy because he used the bull rush to set up his rush.
You're talking about in pads, bro. We're not talking about in pads. We're talking about in fucking shorts. We're talking about
you
in shorts.
You are not getting pads and going head up with me tomorrow, dude, or anytime soon, dude. We are 30, nigga.
Dude, I've been to combines,
drunk.
I've been to combines,
Raiders game
in one-on-ones where if the defense
how many years
bull
ago
rushes, they lose the rep. Automatically,
that's
the rep is
shit.
over.
That's
the
weirdo
rep
shit.
is over.
That's weirdo shit.
And because
the way
you're gonna win,
you win how you win.
You're gonna win. That's not good technique.
Okay.
That's not a good technique. That's not a good move, bro.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree on that.
That's not a good move.
Because if you play for the Inglewood Jets, niggas was telling you to bull rush.
Yeah. And Pop Warner, sure. When no one knows what the fuck they're doing, okay.
Even when you get to high school, like, hey,
bro.
If you don't,
we're talking about pads, though.
Okay, fine.
If you're talking about pads, fine.
Let's get off.
Pads, bull rushing is fine. You know why? Because the offense can cut. In shorts,
cutting
I can't
is for
cut.
pussies.
I can't cut.
If you
cutting is for motherfuckers who only want a bull rush. Bro, so that way, when they bull rush, they think about, oh shit, this guy might cut me.
Cutting is for speed rushers.
This guy might cut me.
You cut a speed rusher because that nigga's too fast around the edge. You don't cut a nigga who's slower than you.
Why would you do that? He's just going to get back up and get to the quarterback just as fast.
Not necessarily.
Ask Jermaine Alexander how that works.
We don't know how to say this man's last name. All I know is, if you ask different offensive line coaches, depending on what offense you ran, I came from a wing T offense, so we were just aggressive in everything we did. You came from a spread, nigga. You had four-star receivers. It didn't matter. You could put anybody on that line, nigga.
No,
those receivers are getting open.
Trust me, our line was trash.
That's what I'm saying.
Trust me, our line was trash.
That's my point.
Especially before I started playing.
And you made up for it. And you made up for it by having four-star receivers. That goes a long way.
We didn't even have a tight end.
Because you had four receivers. We didn't even have a
fullback.
You had four. Nigga, you ran a spread offense. What are you saying? You ran a spread offense. You didn't need a tight end.
So what's your point?
I'm saying fundamentally our styles are different. Because I had to come up through the wing T.
Fundamentally, you had no technique. So anyone who says you won,
I actually had pretty good technique.
You didn't, bro. You could see you didn't even do anything.
Blocking, I dummied you.
You didn't even do anything. All you did was pass rush.
Because I was fucking around.
All you did was fucking punch. That's all you did. You just used your 350 pounds of pure mass.
Here we go.
You translated it to a punch.
Fam, I'm not even
there was no technique,
I'm not even the strongest
You could see your residual movement.
I mirrored you.
Your feet did not mirror me. Your feet were all over the place, bro.
No, shoulder to shoulder, I mirrored you. I let you get your shit off. And once I saw what you were going to do,
you recovered with your punch. You recovered with your punch.
As Wu said, I threw you out of SoFi.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you have a good punch. That's all you had.
No, that was technique. That wasn't a good punch. I'm not the strongest puncher.
A punch is technique. A punch takes technique. That was the best thing you had.
Redirecting you was two different things. I redirected you.
You did not redirect me. You punched me, bro.
Nigga, I threw you to the ground.
That's a punch.
I hit you in your bird chest.
This man doesn't even know what a punch is. Are you serious?
I did punch you. No, I'm telling you, I punched you. But I'm saying I also redirected you. You have to There's a video where literally you started out one way and I drove you out and redirected you.
Yeah, because I tried to counter move, but I don't have any fucking counter moves.
You almost had me, but I knew your counter was coming.
I have no fucking counter moves.
You left your chest open and I fucking rolled you out.
I'm not a fucking D lineman.
Well, nigga, stop coaching defense.
That's what I said.
Stop coaching defense to middle schoolers then.
I don't coach defense. I coach fundamentals.
How you coach fundamentals and you ain't got no fucking backup plan? How you get to the pass rush? You're like, oh shit,
fucking stances.
I can't beat this nigga in speed.
I coach stances and get offs and fucking.
Your stance was halfway
decent. Ladders and agilities. That's all I coach.
And that
I don't coach defense.
That footwork didn't help you because you couldn't get by me.
I get the kids to a spot.
I had length on you.
I get the kids to a spot to where they can get to a defensive coach. That's what I do.
So you're the assistant to the assistant.
Pretty much. I'm the fucking spring ball guy. I'm the guy who helps them get ready for August.
We know that guy. He doesn't put in any. He doesn't implement the offense at all.
We're talking about defense. I'm talking about defense.
But I'm saying, you show up.
Offense, I can coach. I can coach.
I know you can.
I've coached high school offensive
I know you can.
Playoff high school offensive lines.
I know you can.
So,
but I'm saying it's the style of play that you came up in, which is why you're so mad at a bull rush.
No, bro, I'm telling you, it's not just at my school. It's at the three combines I went to.
There are power rushers. There are power rushers. There's dudes who are power rushers. So you're mad at them for setting up with hitting you in the chest first and then swimming by you? So you're mad at power rushers?
No. A power rush can be
it's a bull rush.
Can be a shock. It can be a
push-pull.
It can be the long hand.
But that's a feint.
It can be a number. It can be a number of different things. There's a number of ways of different.
But would you say the long hand is a feint? Would you say the long hand is a feint? Because if you stick your fucking arm out to a tackle, if I'm dirty, I'm just gonna. It's like when somebody hits you with a D tackle.
The long arm is.
I just cut my.
The long arm is making someone think you're gonna go with your outside arm, which is farther away, and then coming with the closer.
You're beating their out. You're trying to beat their outside hand, which is why you're trying
You're trying to get their residual movement so that they think you're doing it with one way, and then you're pushing them the way they think you're going, and then you're just going underneath.
some guys have wiry strength, and some guys are just strong as fuck, built like an ox. So you may think
Khalil Mack does a fucking long arm, legit.
You may think
Von Miller does a long arm, legit.
Yeah, you may think, oh shit, this dude just bull rushed me because that's all he could do. No, he's strong as fuck. So he hit you with the bull rush because he knew you don't have an answer for it. So now he can set you up for whatever else he wants to do. Because sometimes if you set somebody up with a reverse and then try to end with the bull rush, you're gonna lose. I've beaten dudes like that who tried to like start out not bull rushing and then try to bull rush me at the end. It's like, no, nigga, you lost. You should have just started with that. Because then you would have actually made me reset my feet because you would have hit me and I would have had to adjust. Whereas if you try like to swim or fucking long arm me and then when you realize, oh shit, I'm losing.
Well, it depends. If you have a tackle who's like really kicking and really high, then yeah, you can bull rush late after 3 or 4 steps and push him out of your way.
And there's different variations and different body types for linemen.
If you get under his pads, but even that's not like a fuck. That's not what you did, bro.
There's niggas who bull rush.
What you did was you did a fucking Jared Davis, bro. That's what you did.
Don't call me Jared Davis.
You did a Jared Davis.
He's fucking on the practice squad. Don't disrespect him.
I mean, not Jared Davis. The fucking Jordan Davis. I'm sorry, Jordan Davis. You did a Jordan Davis. That's what you did. You were an offensive tackle playing D-line, and you just pushed me,
bro.
That's all you did.
If I was actually flexible, I would have fucking got down and exploded out of my stance, and it would have been over. But I wasn't. I was drunk as fuck, and I definitely didn't have the faith or trust in my foot.
Me neither.
To explode. I was like, nigga, I'm not gonna fucking slip.
Me neither.
Fall.
That's why I didn't want to. That's why I didn't want to get off either. That's why I didn't want to get off because I was like, watch me actually get off and then just fall on my own. That's what I was worried about. I was like, watch me get. I was like, watch me actually get off and just eat shit and fucking slide on this gravel and then just. And yeah, that would be the worst.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I was like, yeah, it's not worth it to like really get air under my heels and like really get off.
That's why I wasn't really trying to kick step. I was like, I just got to stay in front of you, and once I put my hands on you, you're not going anywhere because you know I'm stronger than you. So it's like, and I have longer arms. You're just like slightly more agile, but you can't beat me with speed because you ain't fast enough. Because I've had to go up against dudes much faster, like niggas who ran 4.7s and held my own a little bit. So what I'm saying is, you're judging me saying, oh, that was cheating or that's like Bush League. And it's like, no, that's like getting mad at Darrell Reeves for pressing niggas, but then he doesn't get any picks.
No, bro. That's Bush League. Several people said that was Bush League, bro.
It wasn't Bush League.
Several people said
it was Bush League when you when you grabbed my arm as you were falling to the ground and then kicked me and I fell and almost broke my wrist and my hip is still sore.
You? I did not kick you.
You stuck your foot out.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did, nigga.
No, I didn't, bro.
You stuck your foot out. That's why I tripped.
Run the tape.
Think about how.
Well, I did not kick you, bro.
There's an angle where there's ass crack.
I threw you.
I'm just letting y'all know, general public, there's an angle where ass crack happened when I fell because this nigga tripped me.
I did not trip you, bro.
So I gotta let niggas know.
All right, so can we move on to college football?
Yeah. Bum ass nigga. All I'm saying is, that's how you niggas out in the valley and Riverside play. Like y'all don't like. Y'all don't believe in bully ball like that. Y'all just like technician niggas to death because y'all got all the spark shit and it's that climate is built for more receivers. Like, just I don't. That's always been my argument with Southern section, like with inner city football.
Lawndale's in the Southern section.
I mean, not Southern section. I think they play this. They play Inglewood. All these schools are playing at Elko because their fields are getting worked on, but yeah, and then it's also a bunch of schools that are playing football at 4:00. Like PV still doesn't have fucking lights. I don't understand that. PV's like loaded and you don't have stadium lights. But whatever, that's PV for you. Bottom line is the way football is played in the inner city compared to
you don't live in the inner city. You live in the South Bay. It's not the inner city.
Inglewood's down the street.
That's still not the inner city.
Technically, it is. I lived in Hawthorne, right by Inglewood, and I lived in Inglewood.
Again, those are technically suburbs, and they're technically their own
Hawthorne is
cities.
not a fucking suburb. If you
it's technically a suburb.
Shit.
It's technically a suburb.
Shit. Niggas from the east side was coming over to live in Hawthorne to avoid murders, to avoid bodies.
I'm just saying, technically,
like Hawthorne used to be a very dangerous place.
Technically, Hawthorne is a suburb. I didn't say it was a safe suburb. I'm just saying, technically,
now it is.
No, technically, that's what Hawthorne is. That's what all this area is outside of LA. Suburbs.
I wouldn't call this
Do we need to call in a fucking urbanization expert to explain to you what a fucking suburb is?
I'm pretty sure Hawthorne is more of like a fucking working class city.
No, it's not, bro. It's a suburb. It's a suburb. You've even talked about how it was a fucking sundown town because it was a suburb.
No, it was just a sundown town because they didn't want niggas and
white
Mexicans.
people. Yeah, because it was for a suburb for fucking white people.
Nah, it was poor white
and
people.
And then it became a suburb of
Torrance was a
hood.
Torrance is still
and now it's like
nah, it's more like
in between.
Black people and Latinos brought culture to Hawthorne. And old white people are still mad that niggas live here.
Anyways.
And fuck the dude
college
who owns
football.
the Hawthorne Mall. Oh, yeah. So, a bunch of upsets happened. Shout out to Appalachian State. One of my sweetheart schools. I'm on with Boise State, even though they got clapped by Oregon State. It's not looking great for Boise State this year.
I know.
They can't put together an offense. I'm worried about Avalos.
Yeah, me too.
That defense is starting to fall apart because they don't have... Because fucking Bachenmeyer, who's been there like 4.5 years, can't get his shit straight. About to lose his job for the umpteenth time. So yeah, Appalachian State, who dropped like 70, almost 70 on North Carolina and still lost. They beat 6th ranked Texas A&M. They got like $1.5 million for it. Marshall beat I think was 8th ranked Notre Dame. And I feel bad for Marcus Freeman. Tommy Rees is a shitty offensive coordinator. He was a shitty QB and he's a shitty offensive coordinator. I stand by that. Bro calls plays the way he played. Inconsistent and very predictable and dry. That's why your offense is trash. I stand by that. But good for Tommy Rees.
Dang, the Oregon and the BYU game is like $30 a ticket.
Oregon is like ranked 25th.
BYU's
12th because they beat Baylor. Alabama almost lost to Texas 20-19, and now Texas is ranked 21st after a loss. Yeah, fuck Texas. That's the only school that they could do that with. No other school, like if let's say, pick a school that's unranked. If they lost,
and they lost their star player, right? Now they got
Ewers?
Archman. Yeah,
no, it's Malik Murphy because Arch Manning's still in high school. I think Malik Murphy is a backup, but yeah, he got hurt. Fucked up his AC joint. Against Alabama, they won 2019. Horns down. And Nick Saban got pissed about that because they were doing the thing post game. Yeah,
are you covering the game this weekend?
USC Fresno State, yes, I will be there. It's a home game. Pac-12 Network managed to be stupid and had an undefeated Oregon State, who they're 3-0, and then USC's 3-0. And next week they're playing at Oregon State at like 7:30 on fucking Pac-12 Network, so nobody's gonna see it. And it's a primetime game. Like Oregon State.
Honestly, bro, I'm not gonna bitch about Pac-12 after dark for these next 2 years because I'm just gonna enjoy having something that no one else
but
does.
like that should have been on ESPN.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying, on principle,
but
we're just gonna ride it out.
Fresno State, their quarterback Habner is like top 10 statistically in passing. Him and Caleb Williams haven't thrown an interception.
Florida lost to Kentucky.
Yep. Fucking like 24.
Finally looked good and then fucking lost to Kentucky.
They beat Florida in the swamp for the first time in like decades.
Tennessee beat Pittsburgh. OT.
Yeah. Who else lost? Because it was Notre Dame that lost. It was Texas A&M that lost.
I think we covered it.
I feel like one more team lost. But yeah, some of those teams got
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin
to Washington State.
Washington State. Shout out to Washington State. Their head coach called it. Cameron Ward is going to be a really nice QB in the Pac-12. It'll be interesting to see how that offense progresses. But yeah, USC, so far, Mekhi Blackman's their best corner, the senior transfer from Colorado. When I talked to Nick, he was like, they just have to have a good enough defense. The run defense is porous, 183 yards a game, but they can kind of fix that. Percy,
bro, how do you have all these fucking big ass tough dudes like you were just talking about, inner city, South Bay, Long Beach football, and you can't put together a run defense?
It's the scheme they have because they got Corey Foreman standing up as an edge rusher. Like, they keep doing that dumb shit. Like, they have 3 down linemen and 1 stand-up edge rusher, and it's like, bro, let him be an edge rusher. They cheated him inside all the time. And it's like, okay, I get it. You want the linebackers to make plays, but Tui Bilopu.
Well, don't they have another top edge, too?
Yeah, Tuli. He's their best defensive lineman. But they not using him to rush the passer. He's pretty much playing run defense most of the time. Brandon Peely, the D tackles, like, you're either going to shoot gaps, but, like, I think they gave up, like, almost 200 yards rushing to Stanford. And they kind of took their foot off the gas. Like, it was 41-28. I said they were going to win 35 to, like, I think 21.
Not bad. You're pretty close.
Like, that's how much better. I think they were at least 2 touchdowns better than Stanford. But they took their foot off the gas. Jordan Addison looked like Himothy because I think he had like 172 receiving yards and like 2 touchdowns. He went off. Mario Williams Jr. went off.
Like Mario Williams Jr.? Like, is he related to Mario Williams?
I don't think so.
I was like, damn, am I that old already?
I mean, shit.
Technically we could, huh? Because he was what, 03? 04?
He came out the same year.
It's Reggie.
Yeah. So
I guess technically, yeah, it's not that far off.
Damn. I didn't think about that. I gotta do some research. I don't think that's him though. But that'd be crazy. Your dad's a 6'7", 290-pound defensive end with stupid athleticism and you're a receiver. He's 5'9".
I mean, it's possible.
The genetics is wild.
But again, I mean, Mario Williams is kind of a common name.
Yeah. But also, like, so really the pass defense kind of has to step up. I think the pass rush will get more opportunities this week against Fresno State, even though they have a really good running back, too. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be like at 7:30, 7:45, which means I'm probably not going to leave there till like 2 in the morning. So that'll be fun. Yeah, USC's ranked 7th. I think they're a top 10 team. I think the way Clemson played against Georgia Tech, I think USC could take them. So I think USC could be a top 5 team, but they got to win some more games. Oklahoma State and Baylor are going to cancel each other out at one point. So, yeah, we'll see. It's good for college football.
All right. So, shall we move on to touchdown or turnover? I'm on a tangent. Oh. All right. First up. Oh, I skipped one. Saquan Barkley. Comeback season. Had a big game last week versus the... Who did they play?
Shit, I forget.
Titans.
Yeah.
The Titans also lost. 164 yards, 9.1 yards per carry, touchdown, 6 receptions. So, touchdown or turnover? Saquon Barkley on the revenge tour.
That question I think was going to be more poised to you because you said he was a bust. He had like a 68-yard run. Most rushing yards. I'm
going to say it's a touchdown only because, man, the Giants fans really need something, first of all.
And they did get a
second of all, they made that pick with the intention of him being a gold jacket running back. So we finally saw that potential again. I mean, he showed it when he won Offensive Rookie of the Year in, 2018, 2019? But he's really been hurt like the past 2 seasons. So, I mean, I'd say it's a touchdown for him. His man rating went up. You know me, I'm a sucker for a comeback as much as
you shitted
I was
on
hard
him
on him. Yep.
You shitted on him heavy.
Yep. Almost as heavy as you shitted on Josh Allen. But we progress, King.
Nah, you were way worse on Saquon.
No, you were way worse on
in
Josh.
In college, you said,
bro. You hated on Josh Allen, too.
Yeah, because he did suck.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, he sucked that one, bro. He was throwing 3 picks. Jalen Ramsey was right on Josh Allen for like 2 years. And then he just got better and better and better.
Yeah, but I think the thing with Josh Allen was like he was pressing. Because he was trying to do too much. But like you said, once he got to a situation to where like you got weapons around him and they built around him and just grew with him, it gets really a microcosm of life.
Well, yeah, I would say that's a touchdown for Saquon.
All right, the next one, Leonard Fournette, chip block on Micah Parsons. Don't they got Twitter beef now or something?
Yeah, he was him with a Jordan crying face.
So a touchdown or a turnover, Fournette and Parsons Twitter beef.
I think it's a touchdown, and I think like Parsons has to realize that's a sign of respect.
Hey, shout out to whoever put. I saw a tweet
because players who are good don't get chip blocked.
I saw a tweet that said, "Hey, if the Cowboys need a quarterback, we'll trade him Tyler Hinkey straight up for Micah Parsons." I was fucking dying when I saw that.
Wow,
it's from the Texans, straight up. Who says no? But yeah, man. Again, like you said,
it was a cheap shot, but that's what he's supposed to do. It's a chip block. A chip block in nature is a cheap shot.
I don't think there's a running back who can block Micah Parsons. So
there isn't.
There really isn't even a lot of tackles that can block Micah Parsons.
Because you run a fucking 4.36, and you're strong as hell. Yeah.
And he's flexible.
And you run a 4.36. Did you forget that you're like faster than most wide receivers? If I had to block somebody running a 4.36 off the edge, I'm just not playing. Fuck out of here. Get out my face, bro. You're not trying to get me killed.
All right, here's another one. So, according to the NFL, concussions dropped more than 50% for players who wore Guardian hats. Those are those like weird little padded things that go on the outside of the helmets. Touchdown or turnover?
It's only week 1. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it.
I think that was at the youth level, but I'm not sure.
I mean, concussions are gonna happen, so just give it time. But that's good that like you prevented concussions in the offseason.
All right. Now let's move to Take or Tangent. All right, first one. Brett Favre scamming all of Mississippi. We talked about this a few weeks ago, but
it's gotten even worse.
I think he got arrested or indicted.
Text messages came out with him and I guess the former governor, whoever. He was doing some dirty shit. He was stealing. Mississippi's the poorest state in the country.
Yeah, and they were basically paying him for speaking events
that he didn't go to.
That they never happened.
His daughter went to Southern Mississippi, and they got a huge financial bonus to fix their gym.
But yeah, man, Justin Tinsley said it best on Around the Horn, and was just like, Brett Favre didn't just steal money. Like, he stole money from the people who need it the most. Like, people who are on welfare. Like, he scammed the welfare. These are people who are dirt poor. Like, you didn't just take money from, brands and like, you took money from people who don't know where else the money's going to come from. You took their rent, their lights. Like, you didn't take their disposable income. You didn't take their cryptocurrency. You took, like, life and death sort of money from their pockets. And that, sir, is pretty fucked up.
Grade A piece of shit human being. And Shannon Sharp said it. In the Hall of Fame room, nobody talked about Brett Favre sending nudes to that trainer, to Jets trainer. Nobody talked about all the other stuff, the addiction and all the stuff he was doing. But if T.O. had done anything Brett Favre did, he still wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. Everybody just gives Brett Favre a pass. He's a piece of shit human being. Straight up. So is Ted DiBiase. But, what's going to be done about it is the real question. Will he be thrown in jail? Because this is the crimes that white people commit where they just get to skate. Whereas they throwing people for the PPP loans and food stamps, they'll cut off your Social Security if you make $1 more. Like, just all types of bullshit. So, yeah, fuck Brett Favre.
All right. This one's from you. The Browns got a new logo on their field. Take your tangent.
That shit looks stupid.
I didn't even see it. What is it?
It looks like a member from Snap Crackle Pop.
What is it, like the dog?
No, it's like an elf. It's like a brown elf. You can Google it right now.
What?
You just gotta see it. Like, my explanation doesn't do it justice. You gotta see how stupid that shit looks.
All right, let's see this. Googling it now.
Like, you could have just, like, how you have an elf on the field and people have fucking dog helmets and dog masks on in the stands?
Where did that even come from?
I don't know what they were thinking. They were just bored.
What?
They beat Baker Mayfield and said, fuck it, let's do this.
Running Brownie. The first midfield logo since 2016.
Sounds like diarrhea. Running Brownie.
End zones will have the side view orange helmet logo, the red AFC logo, and the white brown script.
But everybody in the stands got on fucking dog helmets and dog masks. Explain that. The dog pound. Explain that, please. Explain that confused ass marketing tactic.
They said overall this is supposed to spark fan engagement. I guess they outsourced it to the fans and had them participate in it. I guess it was their first logo in 1946. Yeah, so that's weird. I mean, isn't that technically the Ravens' first logo then?
Technically, yes.
All right, and the last one.
Technically, the Ravens were the Browns.
That's what I mean. So, yeah. Anyways,
it's so
weird.
confusing.
Yeah. All right. Last one. Lamar Jackson at his press conference this week bought a bag of popcorn and told the media, if you get a good question, get some popcorn. Bad question, no popcorn. So take her tangent. As a man who's been in press boxes, enjoys snacks at the press, take your tangent. Lamar Jackson handing out popcorn for good questions.
I respect that. And then he said the shake is off limits. You got to set parameters. No, I ain't giving you none of my shake, bro. I'll tell you where you can go get it. y'all can get some popcorn, though. So, salute to him for that. Salute to him for playing on his own terms.
Yeah, shout out to Lamar for coming into his own.
They wouldn't give him a guaranteed contract like Russ or like Deshaun Watson, even though he deserves it and he's been a model citizen. I think Lamar Jackson and Herbert deserve fully guaranteed contracts.
All right, man, and one more thing to shout out before we get to the rants. Shout out to Brian Robinson, Commandos running back, getting back to drills.
Technically, it's Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders. Whatever. It's Mr. Style Guide. For getting back to work after being shot right before week 1. Expected to be back this season. All right. And another one, another kind of more somber note. Yeah, I guess I'll just make this part of my rant, so I'll go first. But yeah, man, shout out to P&B Rock. R.I.P. Was tragically killed at Roscoe's this week.
In the hoodest Roscoe's possible.
It was the one in Inglewood?
Nah. It was one in South Central. Hood.
Yeah, man. And the crazy thing was...
showed up in a Maybach.
The crazy thing was, I'm not sure if it was this time around, but before he was on a radio show out here in LA and was like, he was talking about how people, got to move smart, got to have security, you don't wear jewelry on you, et cetera, like just because LA is Hollywood, like you got to know what you're doing, and still fell victim to it. According to reports, he was targeted based on social media. He made a post, in the parking lot, and then his girl posted in the restaurant, and so, yeah, they pretty much killed him over his jewelry in broad daylight. Talented artist. Shout out to Philly, man. I know he was Philly is kind of more of that. They're used to more of that like gritty kind of sound, but he kind of brought some new flair to it, just like Uzi. And he was a producer. He worked with my guy X. He worked with a lot of different people. All across genres, really, too. I'm not gonna say like he was my favorite artist, but he was definitely in my rotation. He was really talented, had a great range, and yeah, man, I'm just sad that once again, like, hip hop loses another person with a lot of potential. Just makes me sad to think about. So condolences to his friends and his family, and yeah, man, like, fuck. Hopefully LA will stop killing rappers.
They're not. It's more violence on Melrose and Fairfax, actually. That's what they don't talk about that because it'll drive the property value down. But everybody was asking why he go to that one, which is true. Like, you could have went to one in Manchester, or you could have had somebody order the food for you. There was no reason to sit down at a Roscoe's in the hood and you put up in a Maybach with big ass chains, and you really thought no was gonna happen. You should be allowed to eat and mind your own fucking business, but we don't live in a world where there are no predators. We live in a world filled with predators. So every day you walk outside, you gotta know this is a jungle and you can get got. And to quote a movie, niggas die every day, B. You gotta keep your head on a swivel out here. Like, I mean, I don't see these country singers, these white artists getting shot and killed like this. So it's always, again, people say, oh, black. People don't like to talk about how in danger black males really are. Like, we just gloss over the fact that, like, we're murdered from the time. If they don't kill you in the hospital,
well,
they'll kill you like every day for the rest of your life because his father got killed.
I forgot
when he was young.
I didn't even know that. That makes it even sadder. But yeah, no. There was somebody, I forgot who it was, but it was an old hip hop head that I follow on Instagram.
Willie D?
Nah, wasn't someone like that. It was more behind the scenes. I forgot who it was. But he shared a video from the 70s, and it was basically the speaker talking about, like, like how gangster culture is like it's a hidden enemy because it's like the police, the white people, like all the things that you're talking about, like, to fear that, but it's like your brother, the person who looks like you, the person who's dealing with the same shit that you're dealing with, killing each other, and you don't even know, like, who's a killer and who's not because so many people are faking it.
Oh, they know.
Like it's insidious. It's insidious. It's really sad.
And my thing is, as people like to talk about black on black crime, but crime is not directional, but crime is like proximity based. You will commit crime around people you're around. The people closest to you are more likely to hurt you than a stranger. So people say, oh, everybody always getting killed in the hood. No. Yeah, Draco the Ruler got killed. That was some bullshit. But, like, rappers in general don't move smart. And also, black men are protected.
Nah, but that was some bullshit. The Drakeo shit was some bullshit.
That's definitely should be.
The Nipsey shit was some bullshit.
$1 billion lawsuit. And that train station's almost done, by the way, down Crenshaw.
That shit was also some bullshit, but could have been prevented bullshit.
Like, one... the
point that the video is making is you don't know if it could be someone close to you, it could be someone far away. It doesn't matter. It doesn't take a fucking brave person to pull a trigger.
Yeah, it's usually a coward who pulls the trigger. Because if they really wanted to just beat your ass and take your shit,
they'll line up for one-on-one.
Honestly, yeah. Imagine if you said an all-argument. Imagine if that's what we should do.
That's what we're gonna go in the corner over here. Hey, y'all should do one-on-one pass rush right now.
Right now. No punching in the face. No grabbing of the groin. No titty twisters.
All right, but that's it for my rant.
Shout out to JD because he said like we can make this a thing. Like this could be a versus.
R.I.P. to P&B Rock. Go ahead, Kenny.
Indeed.
Rap star and trap star.
Yes, indeed. Man, it's been a week. I'm gonna go drown myself in like cold medicine over the next 2 days. And I gotta wake up super early for work in the morning, so that's fun. I just sometimes I be just like sitting back thinking and going, all this shit really does happen for a reason. Like, if you were meant to do the right thing at the right time all the time, life would work out that way. It would that would be the natural.
I don't even know if that would be fun.
Like, would it be?
That's what I've always wondered. Is like, would it be fun?
Like, if you did everything perfect, everything right the first time, like my father called me a mistake.
What would the struggle come from? Like, you just...
What would you learn if you did everything right?
Nothing. You would just keep doing everything right. You wouldn't grow.
You would have an echo chamber of assuming you're always right because you never had a loss on your record. Like, my father, he told me I was an accident. Now, he tried to clean it up. But I understood, like, that years later, I understood what he meant. When he first said it, I was like, you bitch-ass nigga. Like, but how many people have had hookups, weren't even trying to be parents, and they made it work? Imagine if that didn't happen. Then the person that they brought here who was a change agent for the world, that person doesn't exist.
Well, that's why they say our generation is selfish, because we're all trying to wait for the perfect time to have kids while other generations just figured it out.
No. That's the thing. Those generations didn't figure it out because they like passed on a bunch of accountability and responsibility to our generation.
Not everybody did.
A lot of people did. The crack era, the drug era,
but even before that,
ask yourself this question.
But even before that,
you've been politically active, socially active.
I'm not saying they're perfect, but what I'm saying is they didn't kill us. So what makes us think we have to wait for the perfect time, the perfect job, perfect everything to bring life
out here
and to carry on our
inflation is real
and to carry on our genes?
Because inflation is real, and like I think it's a statistic. Like I guess like 70% of males don't actually reproduce. Like throughout history, like
that's a lot.
Most males don't actually reproduce.
That's pretty sad.
Because there's more women than men, but the women are picking the same types of men. So like,
I gotta check that stat because that stat does not sound right.
It's like it's an old stat, but it's like throughout history.
Oh, by the way, Mario Edwards Jr. is not related to the other Mario Williams, but Mario Williams does have a Honey Oats toasted cereal called Mario's.
That's dope.
And
are they like?
Oh no, that was in 2012.
Does he have yellow eyes on the box?
That was in 2012, and the profits went to supporting children with cancer.
That's dope. But yeah, like back to my point. So, like, I think yes, people were more selfless back then, but also you got to understand, like, the bar is elevated now. You can't just afford to work and live off $15 an hour and buy a fucking house and make it. You will starve to death out here. Hell, on anything under $30 an hour, if we're being honest. And $30 an hour ain't shit. Hell, $50 an hour ain't shit if we keep it in a buck. With taxes and inflation and gentrification. Like, so when I hear older people say that, I'm like, bro, you wouldn't have made it in my time. You don't have the skills to make it in this time. That's why you can barely use your fucking cell phone. But you're going to sit up here and act like, oh, we had grit, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, where the fuck did all our generational wealth go? Oh, you fucked it off in the 80s and the 60s, 70s, and 80s? You fucked it off, you smoked it off? You niggas had...
now you don't even know where the Thursday night football games are?
Niggas don't know how to find a podcast link. I gotta send you a podcast link every week, because you don't know how to find a podcast link. But you want to sit up here and tell me your generation's better.
Now you get personal.
All I'm saying is, like, the older generation really got to cool that shit. And I'm really talking about you baby boomers and, like, some of you Gen X's. Like, y'all got to realize 90s babies had it harder than everybody, because, like, we grew up fast. We were expected to be adults as children.
TikTok influencer that always breaks down, like, work shit by generation. And it's like, the boomers are like, yeah, so I'm going to be taking these days off this year, like, blah, 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 and these days next year, blah, 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 blah. And then the Gen Z's like, yeah, or the Gen X is like, yeah, can I have these days off, blah, blah, blah. And then the millennials are like, yeah, so I've been thinking about taking some time off next year. Is that okay? And then it's like the Gen Zs are like, yeah, so I need time off next week. I'm going to a concert, and, like, you guys can just, like, figure it out.
Yeah, pretty much. At this rate, like, we were lied to.
Just the generational difference.
Like, they'd have no fucks left to give, because it's like, you gave us all this technology, but you don't want us to advance. But then, like, you can't relate to us. Like, I get it. I feel for young people. Like, I think about my nephew and how he's going to grow up and what kind of values he's going to have. He won't know. He knows how to use a fucking iPhone, and he's 15 months. Okay? He's not even fully talking. He'll say words.
But that's what's crazy, too, is, like,
he knows
there's
how to
a lot
use
of old people.
Technology.
There's a lot of old people, like 70, 80-year-olds who can use the iPhone, bro. But it's like the 40 to, like, 60-year-olds who, like, are like, oh, technology, can you read my email? Can you show me how to set up a Zoom link? And it's like, bro, it's geriatric people who can do this shit. Why can't you? You just don't want to.
That's because the geriatric people probably invented the shit.
No, it's just really easy to use, but you just have to not be afraid of it. And old people are like, why the fuck am I going to be afraid of this? This is really cool. Like, I remember when we had a fucking printing press. Like, this is cool.
Do you know how hard it was to be in a
middle
library?
People are like, what's that?
Because there's a certain generation of people who didn't build shit or create anything in this country. And it kind of falls in between the boomers and some Gen X's. But also there's some, like, Gen X's who, because of boomers, weren't allowed to flourish. And then they got to be old, and all you realize is, oh, they sacrificed their whole lives. Their parents lied to them. Like, their parents hoarded the wealth. And when these people could have went out and did something to make a
lot of them are the quote-unquote sandwich generation. Like, they have kids, and they're raising their parents, or they're taking care of their parents. Yeah,
so it's like, I feel for those people, because I don't have answers for you. I just came to that realization. I was like, I don't have answers for you.
All right, man, but go ahead. Finish your rant.
That's pretty much it. Like, I don't have answers for you older people. I'm sorry. I love y'all, but I'm sorry. I don't know how to save you. You had your moment. You had your time.
But the worst part is, like, it's like the train has already left the station. You have no eagerness to catch up. You're only going to get farther left behind. So either you dig your heels in and try to catch up and at least stay somewhat relevant, or it's like the gap just keeps getting wider and wider and wider, and you just keep falling and falling from relevancy.
or you expect us to sync with you.
And it's like, no, dude, I got to keep moving too. I'm not trying to get left behind. I got shit to do in this life still.
And it's like,
I didn't get to have my fucking coked out 70s, 80s, and 90s.
I had to make smart decisions in my 20s or I'd be held back. So, I mean, some generations are going to get left behind, but it's like with the younger people, they do need guidance because, shit. The TikTok generation is also the Tide Pod eating generation. Don't forget that. Like, let's not forget that. You motherfuckers out here eating detergent. So we gotta reel y'all in. Like, y'all don't give a fuck and y'all fight oppression at all levels. And I mean, some of y'all are too sensitive, in my opinion. You wouldn't have made it in the 90s because you're too fucking sensitive about everything. You can't be sensitive about everything. I can be sensitive on some things, but I can't be sensitive about every fucking thing. That's where, like, the older generation gets it right. It's like, bro, we had it hard, and it was like we have Uber. Some people have to walk fucking 37 blocks.
Yeah.
So, like, in a sense, it's better, but also in a sense, in the grand scheme of things, most young people are poor, and they, like, are fucked up out here. And
poor in spirit,
poor in money, and are punching up against the pressure of life. So give us a fucking break. Like, yeah, that's really it. Just
moral of the story, title of the show is you can't bull rush life.
I mean, you technically can. Don't get mad when life bull rushes you. Swim around it.
There you go.
When life bull rushes you,
that's a good one.
When life bull rushes you, swim around it.
That's a good one. All right, man. Well, with that, this is Touchdowns and Tangents. Thank you for listening in. Shout out to your favorite podcast out. Shout out to all the people that fuck with us. Shout out to Heineken for the sponsorship. Shout out to my dad for the tacos. Shout out to Jacob with the C's for instigating. Shout out to Kenny's Uber driver for getting him here fastly late. And yeah, FBC Radio X Squad. Stinky strippers, bully strippers that look like Candace Parker.
That's fucked up.
And
bully strippers for sure. She gaslighted the fuck out of him.
That shit was crazy.
I
ain't never seen no shit like that, bro.
I felt like, damn, is this how women be feeling when dudes are like gross like this? This doesn't feel good.
I was like, damn.
I was like, I felt victimized in that moment.
I was like, well, can we just pay you to not get a dance?
Can we just pay you to go away?
Can we just pay you to go away?
And she just was like, really? I was like, fuck. Then her moves were trash.
And the worst part was there was nobody else in that bitch. So it's like
she just was chastising him. I was like, please don't say nothing to me.
All right. So with that, Touchdowns and Tangents, we're out. Peace.
Peace.